Hey everyone, No Clue, and welcome back to another overpowered wheels update. We're going to be getting the body mounted today, which doesn't seem like much, and it may seem a little bit early to some people for getting the body mounted, being that the frame is only so far done. But that'll help me figure out spatially where everything needs to fit. As far as my forward motor brace goes, that will support the top half of my quad engine. And it will also help me figure out optimal gas tank and battery locations. Well, maybe battery. I don't know if I'm using a battery on this yet. I got to see if the charging system can maintain a battery or not, which I don't see why not. And yeah, that'll help me with get a whole bunch of other stuff done. So I'll show you what I got done so far. I did a little bit of prefab on this to make sure I'm doing exactly what I want to do and not doing a whole bunch of different ideas. So what I did here is I made this piece branch off the frame, and then this comes straight up, and these we're going to slot between the body between this panel and this panel. And you can see I already got a hole drilled there, maybe, sort of, but I already got a hole drilled there to run a bolt through, and that bolt's going to hold the body in place. And I'm going to do that in 3 spots, which are going to end up being there, about here approximately, and back here. It's where the openings are underneath the running boards of this thing. So there's going to be one in between each of those openings. So that's about where everything's going to land. And to make sure I've acquired proper ride height in the back, I tack welded this bar here on and welded these tabs on here that'll hold the body straight, and I drilled holes in the piece of plastic that'll be getting cut out. So this will help support it and keep everything where it needs to be, and make sure the body's centered and all that good stuff. So if I wanted to, I could drop the body on, run 2 bolts through here, and I could actually roll the thing around without the body falling off. So that's the idea. And I've already prefabbed a bunch of these because it was mildly time consuming, except for I cheated in. I made one and I just duplicated off of that, and it gets me pretty close because these don't matter how long they are, as long as they're tall enough to hit where the holes need to be, and that's all I care about. So before I make a jump cut here with all those tack welded in place, and I'll probably have that bar knocked out after the cut too. If you look on the front here, there's no more wood supporting the body, which is awesome, because I got these 6 bolts and I got 3 on each side. You can kind of see they're just a menagerie of what I can find. Because what I want to do is I want to use body bolts on these, because it's holding on the body and it's got washers attached to them, so I don't mar up the plastic when I tighten them down. But if you look, the body's pretty solid for just 3 bolts on each side. And the plan is to get, like I mentioned earlier, 4 bolts on the back and maybe 4 bolts up here. I might just step it down to 2 because there's really not that much places I could attach bolts and make it super strong. I'll probably end up doing a bolt to support the bottom of the front bumper here, because that wiggles a little bit more than I want to, and I'll probably do a bolt up here to stop it from wiggling so much. Then the back here will have 4 bolts holding that down. Yeah, that's all I got for now. Believe it or not, that took me over 3 hours to do. I don't know why it took so long to make it to where the body's stuck on the truck, but you know, when it happens, it happens. But if I turn my wheel here, I got plenty of clearance in the rear of the fender and pretty much perfect on the front. It does push against the front bumper a little bit without any support on it, but if I were to support it, it'll work fine. So that's where those are at, which is working out pretty good. So the next time I'll be getting the valve cover back on this thing so I can make the mount to support the rest of the engine and work on my steering, because that's the next important step, because I'm doing some figuring when I'll be sitting in this thing that my chain will pretty much cut right across where my leg needs to go, and that's a problem. Because if you look where my feet are compared to where this sprocket is here, that pretty much cuts right through. So I got to figure out something to do with that, whether it's going to be thumb down to a jack shaft or what have it. So I'm probably going to continue working on body mounts here. It's not too exciting. That's just the main mount, and I'll catch up on what I did, because I got to do a lot of figuring on the back here to not only make sure I got enough room for my rear sprockets, but enough room for everything else. Because the idea is to knock this off completely, and the rear of the body will have zero support until I make the support. So next time I should be somewhere on that. But until then, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you next time.